Tonight on the HPT, we're at the Ameristar Casino in Kansas City, Missouri, where a field of 290 entrants generated a prize pool of over $400,000. Going out in ninth place was Lawrence, Kansas native Corin Mackey. With action folded to him in the small blind, Corin shoved all in with Jack 10 off suit. The good news, only one player left in the hand. The bad news, it was Jovan and his pocket kings, and he made the call. The flop, 10-4 Trey Rainbow. Corin paired his 10, but he would still need some help. The turn card was the queen of spades. No help for Corin. He needs to see a jack or a 10 on the river, or he would be eliminated. But it wasn't meant to be. The six of clubs hit the river, and Corin's dream of becoming an HPT champion was ended, but not for nothing. He went home with just over $10,000. Tonight's 8th place finisher was Lee's Summit, Missouri native Roman Vire. In early position with pocket fours, Roman shoved all in and was called by the pocket 10s of Jeff from the big blind. The flop was Jack 9-7, 2 hearts and no help for Roman. The turn card was the queen of clubs, no help for either player. Roman needed to see one of the remaining fours on the river or he would be eliminated. And that river card was the ace of hearts. Jeff's pair of 10s held up and Roman was knocked out as tonight's 8th place finisher. He received just under $12,000. And finally, going out in 7th place was another Lee's Summit, Missouri native, Saeed Moradi. In early position, Saeed shoved all in with his off-suited king-queen and was called by the pocket 7s of Jovan. The flop was ace 8-6, 2 clubs. Not much help for Saeed, but there's still 2 streets to go. The turn card paired the board with the ace of spades. Now Saeed needs to see a king, a queen, or an 8 on the river, or he would be eliminated. And that river card was the 9 of hearts. Jovan's 7s held, eliminating Saeed, but he goes home with just over $14,000. All right, folks, we've got 6 players remaining and more than $250,000 to award, and it all starts right now.
How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the HPT. I'm James Larson, alongside poker professional and coach Mr. Kenneth James. And this week, we are here on location at the City of Fountains, Kansas City, Missouri, at the Ameristar Casino.
Yeah, what an exciting show we have on tap for you folks tonight. How about Jeff Fielder? He's from your neck of the woods in Iowa. We have this competition of strategies and styles out there from Eric Medved. He's got an aggressive attacking style to Jovan Sudar. He's more of a defensive trapper. And Nick Jivkoff, he's kind of got a balance between the two. It's going to be exciting to see which strategy wins tonight.
And a lot of cash on the line, a prize pool of almost $412,000. Your winner will go home with almost $95K. Well, let's go ahead and meet the full final table, and most importantly, take a look at that prize pool.
Up top, over $94,000 awaits our winner. On down to 6th place, $17,296. As we look at the chip counts, James.
Yeah, looking at the chip counts right now, Jovan leading, but really at the top, it's all kind of lumped together, so it's really anybody's game. It's the HPT. We're playing 1530 with a 30K big blind. Thanks so much for joining us this week on the HPT. Hand number 1, and Jeff Fielder. Oh, that's an ace and an ace.
The bullets, the rockets, however you want to call them, it's pocket aces. He raises to 70K. Now, just to orientate you folks there at home, those white chips, 25K a piece. The orange, the creamsicles, are 5K.
Look at this. Vinny wakes up with pocket 8s on the short stack. He knows he needs to make a move, and this is probably going to be the time he does it, but he doesn't know his opponent opened with aces.
Nick looks down at pocket 6s. Looking for a count, maybe get involved in the mix.
They're just 6s, though. They're just 6s.
Yeah, but a pair is 16-1 to be dealt a pair. You don't get them every day.
You're
but
right about that.
He does have Jeff behind him, so he gets out of the way.
And look at Nick. Nick saying, yeah, I'm glad I didn't make that call. Yes, I had a pair, but I was beat by not one, but both players. So Vincent here, seeing the bad news. He's up against the pocket rockets from Jeff Fielder. That hat, by the way, ANF, you know what that stands for?
No.
America Needs Farmers. He's an Iowa boy, just like me. This guy's from the Heartland. He's having a career year. It's great to see Jeff Fielder here at an HPT final table. A little smile. I'd be smiling too if I was holding pocket rockets. The flop comes out. Jack, 9 tray, couple of spades.
Yeah, Vincent in really bad shape now, needing one of the remaining 8s or running straight draw to stay in this tournament.
That's not one of them. Turn card is the 9 of clubs. 1 street to go, or Vincent will be our first casualty here at this final table.
To the river we go.
And the river card pairs the board. It's the tray of diamonds. And just like that, from Des Moines, Iowa, Jeff Fielder knocks out Vincent. Not for nothing, though. Vincent will go home with over $17,000. And when we return, 5 players left. Who's going to be our champion? Stick around. We'll find out. Welcome back to the HPT from the Ameristar, Kansas City and Kenna. It looks like we're all bunched up like planes trying to land at O'Hare on Easter weekend.
I agree. And there's Nick Papillo. He's a former HPT champion. Nice to have him back on our final table. He looks down at a couple of napkins, 10-3 offsuit, into the muck it goes.
Looking at Nick's resume, over $1.6 million in career winnings.
It's a nice job if you can get it.
Yeah, you're right about that. Over to the blinds now. Jovan looks down at ace-9.
Yeah, now remember those orange are 5,000 apiece. He puts 3 more in to complete the blind.
So it's only okay for Jeff to fold?
We're having a little fun, aren't we?
Yeah, a little.
So let's raise it up after that. You know, we might as well.
Yeah.
Let's raise to 105 with our 8-4 in the big blind, and Jovan quickly makes the call with his ace-9.
Eric decided to inflate the pot with his rag hand 8-4. To the flop we go.
Flop comes out Jack 9-6. Jovan with the best of it. He's going to check over to Eric.
See if Eric continues to tell his bluffing story here.
Yeah, Eric with just a garbage hand here in the big blind, but it doesn't mean you can't put chips in the middle.
That's right. He makes it 80,000. He's telling a story. He's continuing with his story.
All right, to the turn card we go, and it's the Queen of Diamonds.
Jovan, standard would be to check, and he does. Will Eric continue to run without the ball or give up here?
Eric does have the gutter ball straight draw with the 10.
Looks like that's going to be enough. Grab some more 25K white chips. 130,000. This guy's got
does it with confidence.
Some cabbage in his arms, doesn't he?
And look at Jovan. He's not going away. Eric's hoping to hit his 10 here on the river, and that's not the card. It's the deuce of spades.
Can he fire the 3rd bullet, ladies and gentlemen?
That's like the worst feeling, having to put out the 3rd bullet. It's like he won't go away.
I like this, though. He is really...
Oh, look at this. He's reaching for a big stack.
A fistful and quickly
a quick call. A quick call. Jovan's going to win the hand. Just like that. A quick call. So, did Jovan have him read the entire time, do you think? Or did he just believe his 9 was good?
Yeah, I think he just played the value of his hand, and he must know that Eric is an aggressive player who's going to leverage his position, and he decided to do the old call down, and this time it worked. Well done. Exciting hand.
But Ken, Jovan didn't even think about it. It was, I think he got his chips in there quicker than his opponent did there.
He had a plan for the hand, you know? And you got to have a plan or you're going to plan to fail.
Jovan, by the way, over $500,000 in career earnings. He's 35 years old. He's a soccer coach, and he plays a little poker on the side.
Oh, that's a great combo right there.
Over to Jeff Fielder. He's going to release his hand. Jovan smiling. I would be too. Looks down at ace-5, suited in hearts.
And he has the button. Looks like he's going to open limp on the button with his ace. This is very non-standard. I'm not sure I agree with this play, but hey, worked out for him last time.
And now Nick just going to check his option here in the big blind. Flop comes out King Jack 4.
Yeah, Nick with the best of it. Checks it over to Jovan, who now makes a bet. Easy call for Nick with second pair. Easy to say from up here in the catbird seat.
Yeah, right about that. Turn card now brings the second heart on the board. That's the 9 of hearts. Nick is going to check, as does Jovan.
Very interesting is Jovan picking up the flush draw, and there it comes. Sails in, field goal.
Well, you see as Jovan makes his flush, Nick makes his straight.
Yeah, now this is beautiful. You make the nuts, and your opponent also makes a really valuable hand as Nick Papillo leads in for $125,000. How much value can Jovan go for? What does he bet? What do you think?
Well, or does he try to maybe overbet the pot to make it look like he doesn't have anything to,
Yeah, to get paid off.
Call.
Yeah. I don't think so. I think, if he just makes it $300,000, I think that would be a good bet.
The raise amount is going up to 350,000 chips.
350, and a little scratch of the nose there. Now you see, look,
look, Nick just looked up at him.
Yeah, he's giving a little of the uncomfortable. Let me scratch my head. Let me scratch my nose. Please call me. This is going to be too much. Yeah, I mean, Nick's got too much to throw away here. I think this is almost has to be a payoff.
Nick is a great player. He's a past HPT champion. Really great at reading his opponents. We'll see if he can do it here, and he didn't get the right read. He's going to make the call. You were exactly right. He took him to Value Town. He found the amount that fit the piece of the puzzle.
Like a glove.
Like a glove. Like a glove. Maybe, $1 more would have been too much, or $1 less wouldn't
we're
have been
not playing
enough.
with dollar chips,
I
James.
know,
but,
right, yeah.
but, we're playing with creamsicles.
Yeah, you're right about that. All right, folks, the action continues. I'm James Larson alongside Ken and James, broadcasting from the Ameristar, Kansas City, right here in Kansas City, Missouri, just 7 miles from downtown. We've had a lot of fun this week, and we've given away a lot of money here, I'll tell you that much. Our 7th HPT event, and in the last 7 events, over $4 million of prize pool money has been awarded to the players, and I like to use that word awarded. It's not our money, it's the players' money. Well, Eric's going to move all in here, and making the call for all of his chips is Nick Papillo, and he's going to see that he's in the lead.
Yeah, it's a slight lead, but about a 9% edge. That's his advantage. Nick has as we go to the flop.
And just like that, Eric takes the lead as the jack comes out with the 4 and the deuce.
Yeah, both players flopping a pair, but Nick now way behind. As we go to the turn, a 3. Now that brings in straight possibilities. Nick needing an ace, a deuce, or a 5, or he will be eliminated in 5th place.
He's got his eyes closed, trying to will one of those cards. And it worked, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a duck.
The deuce of hearts comes on the river. Nick knew it all the time. He was calm. He was cool. He was kicked back. And we'll be back with more of the HPT right after these words. Welcome back to the Ameristar, Kansas City, right here in, of course, Kansas City, Missouri. I'm James Larson, alongside Kenneth James. Looks like Nick Jivkoff is your chip leader, but again, it's pretty close up at the top. We got some great players. Anything's possible here on the HPT. And Nick Papillo, who won a big hand as we went to break, now wakes up with the snowman.
Yeah, pocket 8s, great hand, 5-handed, raises up to 110,000. Jovan peeks down at ace 10 suited in the small blind. He's going to come along. 20K, 50K blinds with a 20K big blind ante with 5 players. Here on the HPT, we revert the ante to the size of the small blind.
Wow, look at this action. As you're talking about the blinds, Eric goes all in. Nick now shoves his chips in the middle. And now it's over to Jovan to make the call of roughly 1.2 million chips.
This should be easy fold for Jovan here. Between 2 players, he's a sandwich without any bologna in the middle.
I couldn't have said it any better myself.
It's just too dry. It doesn't make, doesn't really taste very good, so he does find the muck.
All right, look at this. Eric's putting his jacket on, but he's in the lead. Anytime you've got a higher pair than your opponent, it's 80-20, so maybe you should take that jacket off. He's doing just
he's up, he's down, he's in, he's out. And look at Nick Papillo.
Look at Nick Papillo. Look at this flop, 9-7-6.
Nick with the open-ended straight, but Eric's got the blockers with his pocket 10s. Wow, what an interesting run out this is going to be.
Boink, or not, the 4 of hearts.
That's right, a total blank to the river.
Oh, man, that could have been a fun hand, but hey, it's fun for Eric. He's going to win the pot, and Nick is all but about out of here.
Yeah, let's reconcile the chips here. Eric taking home his bounty. Nick Papillo, he's going to be down on fumes here.
Yeah, he's coasting with no gasoline right now. He's obviously not happy. You're never happy when you lose a big pot.
But you can come back. You really can, because the blinds and antes are high. You win a couple hands in a row, you can really turn it around. Hey, here it comes again. He's going to give his eights a try again.
Wait, is this a rerun from the last hand? Do we got this right?
Well, Jeff now looking at working 9 to 5. He looks like a worker.
Well, he's a worker. This guy, he's from the Heartland. He's from Iowa, lives in the Des Moines area.
Love it.
Loves the Hawkeyes.
He doesn't want to give anything away here. He says, "No, man, you're not going to be moving in on my blind." He's counting. I've got like 100 million here.
Yeah, it's 200,000 to make this call. I can eliminate a player. I'm going to make $7,000 in the process, because fifth place is 21 and change. Fourth place is almost 29,000.
Yep. I like that he's giving it a lot of thought. You know,
it's so raggy, the 9-5. It
raggy. Really is. But hey, it's 2 cards. As you know, any 2 cards can win, right?
It's a dirty one, but man, it's got a name. I hate folding hands that have names.
Ah, God, what a great attitude.
All right, Jeff thinking about making this call.
Good luck, Nick.
And he said good luck, and he puts him in the middle. So Nick is going to flip over his cards and see that he is in the lead, but he doesn't look real happy.
Who?
Nick.
No, because his tournament life's on the line. You're never happy when you're all in the middle and you're facing elimination, even with the best of it. To the flop we go.
And the flop, 2 10s and a 4, so far so good for Nick Papillo.
Safe.
Nick, just 26 years old, $1.6 million in total career winnings. He's won an HPT as well as a 4th place. The Jack of Clubs doesn't affect anything, so one more street to go.
He does it.
It's the Tray of Spades, just like that, a double up.
This is what I was telling you, man. You can get some momentum. You know, these little chippies, they pile up really quick at this level. So you can kind of vault your position from seller to the dweller.
Nick's one of the good guys. We've been talking to him a lot here as he's been playing several of our HPTs, and great to see him at another final table. I'm James Larson alongside Ken and James as we broadcast from the Ameristar, Kansas City. We're just 7 miles from the beautiful downtown Kansas City area.
Nick, he's getting a lot of exercise. You know, now he's pushing it in. Again, this is standard with ace-9 suited. He's going to go again.
Yeah.
Jeff's going to take him again. This time he's going to love it. He's going to have a huge edge. Ace-king versus ace-9. You can see a dominant favorite here. Nick's life on the line once again. This time he stands up.
Yeah, he's going to stand up this time. What I like about Jeff Fielder, the guy's always smiling at the final table, having fun, win or lose. We need more of that. And look at that. He's even making Nick smile a little bit. It's all good, guys. It's poker, and we're always having fun here on the HPT.
Well, it's always fun when you're guaranteed at least $21,000.
All right, flop comes out. King 6 trade. Jeff pairs his king.
Bad news for Nick, yeah. He's going to need running spades or running 9s to stay in this tournament. To the turn we go.
Well, there's one of the cards he can use, the 8 of spades. Look at Nick, a little smile. Maybe I will hang around a little longer. You never know.
Got some magic in that jar. Is he going to go for his one time?
And there's Nick videotaping. Hey, we've got an exclusive on this footage there, Nick. Watch it, mister. All right, to the river we go. And it's the Jack of Hearts. So Jeff Fielder eliminates Nick Papillo, and the 26-year-old will go home with over $21,000. And when we return, we'll have more exciting final table action right here on the HPT. Welcome back to the City of Fountains. I'm talking about Kansas City, Missouri, here at the Ameristar. And you saw the chip counts come up there. And Jeff Fielder starting to increase his lead.
Yeah, he's opened up almost a 2-to-1 edge on everybody except for Eric, rather. There he is. He looks down at pocket kings. He's looking to close the gap.
All right, Nick Chivkoff, the truck driver, looks down at Jack 8. He's wearing his Team Pro patch there, you see.
Yeah, he's trying to drive it home tonight.
And now over to Jeff Fielder, your chip leader. He's just running well at this final table, playing well, running well, and he's having a good time, like Jeff Fielder always does. I think it has something to do with that Iowa mentality. The Iowa nice, ladies and gentlemen. We go to the flop. It's 8-5-4.
Baby flops the nuts. It's cheese, it's crackers, it's wine tonight over at Jeff's house. He checks it. Eric continues for $50,000. What's Jeff going to do? Is he going to slow play and just flat here, or is he going to raise? What do you think, James?
I think he slow plays. I think he just makes the call, acts like nothing happened, but he's going to raise it up.
He's not going to listen to you.
Well, that's why I'm up here in the booth. He knows what he's doing. We may both be from Iowa, but one of us knows a little bit more about poker, and I'm going to say Jeff Fielder.
Eric, it puts him in a little of a pickle here. You see him scratching his head because he does have to. He might not be worried exactly of straight, but, you know, his opponent could have flopped a set. So he just makes a call.
Let's go to the turn card now. The board pairs, that's the 4 of spades.
Right, and if your opponent keeps firing in here, and you've already represented an overpair, it smells of a full house.
Hands going in the trash.
When it's actually a straight.
So Eric makes the call. He said something there to Jeff. I didn't quite hear it, but let's go now to the river card. It's the 6 of clubs.
Now with a 4 to a straight out there. Maybe Eric gets away from this. Let's see how much Jeff bets.
I didn't have aces.
The bet was $320,000. You're right. The board a little more wet with that river card now, as you said.
God, that just hit you so much better than my hand, so you could bluff, I guess. Random trash, I guess.
Well, Eric, he couldn't let it go. Eric couldn't let it go.
Oh,
Look
no.
at him.
Hey, there's
Wow.
the jacket again.
The jacket's going back on. We might be off by the time we cut back, but the jacket's going back on. What a flop there for Jeff Fielder.
On autopilot with that hand. And you're right, James. Eric warming up his hands. The jacket is back off.
Yes, he doesn't know what to do with the jacket. The jacket is.
You got to, at the final table, you got the heat of the cameras, the heat of the action. Body temperature control is important. It's going to warm up now. He moves all in with ace 4.
And now Nick here, he's going to ask for a count. He's holding ace tray. Oh, time! It's time for the jacket.
There it is. This has got to be his lucky jacket. That's got to be. Anytime he's all in, the jacket goes on.
The jacket goes on.
Can we get a look at that?
The jacket's on. Okay.
Yep, it is.
All right, good. Just making sure.
We all have our security blankets in life.
Yeah,
we have them in
exactly.
poker at the final table as well. Let's see what happens. Will Nick make the call?
Well,
He
Nick
does.
is going to make the call, ladies and gentlemen. Now over to Jeff Fielder in the big blind. He's going to release his hand. So we flip over the cards. Ace 4, ace tray.
Which hand do you like? It's really close, but would you rather have the slight kicker with the ace 4 or the ace 3 suited, James?
Well, if it were me, I'd put the jacket on. That's what I would do. I would put the jacket on.
Right.
Let's go to the flop.
I'll take the ace 4.
Yeah, I'll take the ace 4. The flop, a king, a 6, and most importantly, the 4. These guys look like best friends. I love it. Eric, go put the jacket on. Trust me. Put the jacket on now, brother.
To the turn we go. It's a club. James, he didn't listen to you. Now he's reconsidering. He could be flushed out of this tournament with another club.
There's still a chance, Eric, to put on the jacket, but he's going to let it ride. One street to go, ladies and gentlemen, and it's the ace of diamonds. So Eric is going to win the hand.
Whew.
And a nice little pot for him as he sits down.
Yeah.
He will sit down after he counts up his newly acquired chips.
His bounty.
All right, back to business here as we broadcast from the Ameristar, Kansas City. James Larson with you alongside Kenneth James.
Nice look down from the HPT blimp there.
Yeah, the crew guys, by the way, I want to give them a shout out. Always doing a great job. It's great. It's my pleasure, our pleasure, to be broadcasting with these great group of professionals on the HPT crew.
Jeff going to open with a raise here with pocket tens.
Boy, the rich get richer. This time he wakes up with pocket tens, raised it to 140,000. Making it look easy is what Jeff Fielder is doing. And now Eric is going to shove all in with ace queen. A coin flip here. The 10's in the lead, but two big overcards. Jacket's going. Oh,
nope.
The jacket went on the back of the chair. I like it.
He faked you out.
He faked me out, man. He faked me out.
Faked you out.
He's kind of like Linus with the security blanket. All right, let's go to the flop. And it's King 6-4. I think that was the flop on the last hand.
Yeah, it's close. Wow, this is something.
Eric looking for running cards for a straight or hoping to hit an ace or a queen. We go to the turn card. No help there. It is the 7 of clubs. The jacket is back on. It's like his cape, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, we all need our superpowers. He's going to need it now. To the river we go.
And it's the tray of diamonds. So Eric is going to be eliminated. $28,620. He played great all week long. Got to give credit where credit is due. We may have given him a hard time about the jacket, but Eric, great job, bro. Enjoy that cash, and we hope to see you again right here on the HPT. We're broadcasting the HPT this week from the beautiful Ameristar, Kansas City. I'm James Larson alongside Ken and James, and once again, the story remains the same. It's all about the Des Moines native, Mr. Jeff Fielder.
Yeah, he's got a 2-1 chip lead now going into three-handed play. We haven't heard much from Jovan. He's now on the button. We're going to hear from him here. He's got a speed-up play. The blinds come around very quickly now, putting in some of those white 25K chips, making it, looks like 150,000, 2.5x the big blind. Over to Nick. Let's see what he does with his 8-7 of hearts.
Yeah, nice little suited connector here for Nick in the small blind. So he's going to make the call. And now action over to Jeff Fielder in the big blind.
Let's see what he has here.
I saw one king come up there. I don't know what the other card was. We'll soon find out. But he's going to go ahead and make the call. It's King Jack.
Nice.
All right, let's go to the flop. So far, Fielder with the best of it. And that flop is 10-6 tray. So Jovan outflops everybody else. However, 2 hearts show up on the board.
Yeah. This is a little something for everybody except for Jeff.
And Jeff is going to check over to Jovan, who, like I said, paired his 10. So that's good enough for him to make a bet of $250,000. And now Nick staring down at the flush draw, the straight flush draw. He's got a lot going on, Kenna.
He does. He could play this anyway. He could flat. He could raise. Move all in. He takes the ladder road. So get Jeff out of the way, yeah.
And Jovan's going to make the call. He is in the lead. But I tell you what, he's going to have to dodge a lot of cards here in the next 2 streets.
Yeah, Nick's got about 120 outs twice. This is basically a coin flip.
Well, and there it is right there,
yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, right on the turn, the ace of hearts. Now let's just make the straight flush for good measure, but that's not to be, the 5 of clubs. So Nick is going to win the hand. He's going to double up a pot of almost 3 million chips. And again, Nick Jivkoff, not somebody you want to keep hanging around the final table. I'll tell you that much for sure. This guy, 40 years old, $1.2 million in total career earnings. He was 3rd at this very event last year in Kansas City. So kind of his, I wouldn't call it his home turf, but it's his home away from home.
Yeah, he's lined up to do it again. You know, when you start finishing in those, similar positions or 3rd, and then you get down there again, psychologically, you got to overcome that hurdle. He's done himself a lot of favors winning that pot.
And now Jovan's going to go all in, and a quick call by Nick, who's got the ace tray. He makes the call of $780,000, hoping to knock out Jovan and not finish in 3rd place for the 2nd year in a row.
This is that hurdle I'm talking about. He'll be happy to get past this one and on to heads-up play, but to the flop we go.
Man, the flop is 9-6-5.
I'll take a 7.
Look at Jovan. Please give me a 7. Let me straighten this hand out. Stay in this event.
To the turn card we go. No 7. Ooh. It's the 4 of spades.
That gives him flushing outs now. Flushing, straight outs, or pairs. Holy cow. And he spade, and he jack, and he 8, and he's 7 to the river. It is an
the 8 of diamonds.
Oh, look at this. There's the fist pump.
Yes, Jovan is going to win that pot of almost 1.8 million chips. Had to take it to the river. The ace high was good.
I like that, James. You have to take it. Sometimes you have to take it to the river. And the difference between third and second now, right around $20,000. So a lot on the line at the turn of a card here on the HPT.
Big cards once again for Jeff Fielder. Looks down at Big Slick on the button.
Grabbing some of those white 25K chips. Looks like 175 if I saw that quickly. Yep. He's got the hand. He's got position. Ooh, now Jovan. He's got to be careful here because remember, he can't play against a chip leader when he's got a short stack behind him because of that $20,000 difference.
Yeah, third place money, $40,562. Second place, $60,535. First place jumps up to almost $95,000, and Nick goes all in with his pocket tens, and Jeff quickly makes the call.
Yeah, we're off to the races again with a lot of money on the line, and I'm telling you, Jeff, he doesn't look like he's fleet of foot, but he's been fast. He's been winning his races. Let's see if he can win this one and get us to heads up. To the flop we go.
And right in the window is the ace of clubs. Nick is thinking, not for the second year in a row. I can't
told you, this is that mental hurdle.
There's no way. He's hoping for one of those tens, the 2 remaining in the deck. We go to the turn card. It's the 7 of diamonds.
Can he be the show horse 2 years in a row?
You remember Jovan mucked a 10, so 1 out. 1 card left in the deck. Let's go to the river card. And it's the king of diamonds. So for the second year in a row here in Kansas City, Nick Jivkoff will go home in third place. But again, not too shabby of a consolation prize, $40,562. Congratulations, my friend. Heads Up Poker is coming up next.
Welcome back to the HPT. It's time for Heads Up Poker. And Kenna, before we start, how does a player adapt to this part of the game?
Well, they really got to open up and play almost every hand because the blinds are so quickly coming along. So I think Jovan really has got to step up now, take a more aggressive attacking style. And for Jeff, just be patient. You've got that chip lead. Sure. Wait your opponent out, wait for your knockout punch, and go for it.
All right, Kenna, well, let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Jeff Fielder holding roughly 75% of the chips in play.
Well, tail of the tape, you make like it's a boxing match. Kind of is. These guys trading blows, mental blows, as Jeff now taking some of the white caps off of what looks like Mount Everest.
Yeah, he's going to raise it up to $250,000. Both players with some big cards here in hand number 1 of the heads-up match. You see Jovan with King 10 suited in diamonds. Jeff makes the raise with his Jack 10.
To the flop we go.
Couple of trays and a 7. Jovan is going to check to Jeff. Both players will check that flop. Let's go to the turn card. It's the 4 of hearts. Not much fun happening on this first hand so far, Kenna.
No, and it looks like a check here. Jeff should probably leverage his position and make a bet on the button. Looks like he's going to go for it.
And we'll see if that's enough for Jovan to get out of the way. But nope, he makes the call.
Nice.
Just like that, he calls the $200,000. We go to the river card. It's the 6 of diamonds.
See, this is what's tough for Jovan now. Can he call off another street? No, I'm not going to call. I'm going to go ahead and make a river bluff, which tends to be the best hand, by the way.
$375,000 is the bet by Jovan.
This really handcuffs Jeff. The only way for him to win is to raise as a bluff, but Not going to happen. Jovan wins the first hand of heads-up play.
Congratulations, by the way, to Jovan, his first ever HPT event, and now he's playing heads up for the title. He's 35 years old. Yeah, he's not only a poker player, but he's also a soccer coach.
That's fantastic. First tournament, and you go right to the final table.
All right, action on Jeff Fielder. One of those guys at the table. He's always having a good time. Probably got a beer next to him pretty close. He likes to joke around. But behind that smile is a fantastic poker player that knows a lot about the game and has had a lot of success, especially this year. So the raise is the $250,000. Jovan makes the call. The flop comes out 9-7-5. As Kenna likes to say, a little something for everybody.
Yeah, both players flopping a pair now. Jovan checks his bottom pair over to Jeff. Jeff looking to bet for some value, I'm sure. Quick call. Jovan beating him into the pot. Sometimes that's a tell. You know, when a player calls that quickly, they're trying to shut down the action.
And there Jeff makes two pair as the 6 of hearts comes on the turn.
Now, Jeff, he is looking at 4 to a straight, but he's going to go ahead and seek some value. Wow, if Jovan could find a check raise bluff here. No, he's looks like he's relegated to just call.
Jovan looking for a jack, a 5, or an 8. To the river card we go, and it's the king of clubs. You see Jeff with the check mark. Jovan checks.
Yeah, I do not like Jovan's call here on the turn. I prefer he either made a raise or a bluff or some type of play at the pot or just fold his hand. Now, check 2 twice. Jeff can be sure he's got the best hand, and now he's calling with bottom pair.
Jovan pays him off. The bet $500,000 there on the river, and Jovan makes the call.
Well, Jovan is what we know as the sheriff. He's really looking, and a lot of times you've seen this on this final table. His strategy was to call off bluffs, but not to be that time.
The action continues from the Ameristar, Kansas City. I'm James Larson alongside Kenna James. You're watching Heads Up Poker Play. That's Jeff Fielder from West Des Moines. His opponent, Jovan Sudar from Omaha, Nebraska. So a couple of players from right here in the heartland of America playing on the Heartland Poker Tour.
That's fantastic. Jeff keeping the pressure on the short stack by raising the button. And it looks like Jovan is going to defend with the 10-7 of clubs. That's standard. It's going to put him in a tough position, though, short stacked.
And the flop is King 7 Jack, so Jovan gets the best of that. Pairing is 7, and he's got a backdoor club draw.
So this is going to get tricky, though. Third pair on the board, checking to the razor. Jeff almost certainly going to bet.
And the bet is 200,000 chips. Jovan quickly makes the call.
Yeah, he really likes calling off bluffs, and he's going to see another card.
Turn card is the 10 of spades, so 2 pair now for Jovan. As you can see, he can't lose the hand unless he folds. He's going to check over to Jeff.
Why would you fold? 2 pair. You're calling with 10 high. You're 2 pair. You're licking your chops to the river. Oh, you're right, James, because now a check and a big all-in here could force him to fold the best hand.
Jovan checks.
What great insight from Mr. James Lawson.
Jeff here trying to represent a queen, but it's not going to work.
No.
And Jovan doesn't take a lot of time. Have you noticed that?
No,
all night
he doesn't.
long? When he makes a decision, boom, those chips go right in the middle.
He's the sheriff. He'll look you up.
All right, folks. Well, don't go too far. We'll be back with more of our heads-up match right here on the HPT. Welcome back to the HPT. I'm James Larson alongside Kenna James, and you see the chip counts there, about 75% to 25%. But as you know, one all in, and all of a sudden, we're even Steven.
It's a whole new ball game as the blind's now 60, 120,000 with a 60K ante.
And Jeff Fielder has really had control of this final table from the minute we started. If you remember, to go back to our first hand of the night, he woke up with pocket aces and eliminated Vincent with his pocket eights on the first hand.
Yeah, he really has come out of the gate fast, hard, has not relinquished the lead all night. So we look in on this hand.
Both players check. We go to the turn card now. It's another spade. That's the 5 of spades. So Jovan now with the gutter draw, and Jeff with spades.
Jeff pondering his options. He could raise as a bluff here. He could peel. Looks like he's getting off peeling chips. And that's exactly what he does. He's going to peel the river, try to make the flush for the discount. To the river we go.
And the river card is the King of Hearts. Jeff with the best of it with his jack high.
Yeah, but Jovan has got initiative. He had the betting lead on the previous street. This is, again, where it's gut check time. You've got to fire that second bullet. Stay committed to your story. He's not going to like this.
No.
Realizing he would have won had he made a bet.
Jeff is going to realize, wow, that was a present. Thank you very much. I'll take those chips. I had the best hand, but I sure didn't think I was going to win.
Not with jack high. But I'll take it. You're going to give it? I'll take it. It's a little give and take by these two players.
All right. Jeff and Jovan. There you see Mr. Fielder. That hat, ANF. America needs farmers. That, of course, the great state of Iowa where he's from, West Des Moines. And Jovan, we talked about it earlier. He's a soccer coach from Omaha.
You know, we always thank our servicemen and women. They do such a great service for us. I think we need to thank the farmers. They keep us well fed.
Absolutely.
You know, it's fantastic. And we're here in the Heartland. They deserve it.
Jeff's going to raise it up to 260,000 chips, trying to harvest the remaining whites from Jovan across from the table.
Yep, and Jovan in bad shape going into the flop here. He's dominated by the ace-8.
And the flop is 9-8-5, so both players pair their 8. Of course, Jeff holding the ace of hearts.
Jovan's in bad shape here because he does not like to fold pairs. So, and rightfully so. I mean, heads up, you figure a pair tends to be good, but his strategy is to play them very passively and just to call down, not a profitable strategy. To the turn we go, it's an ace. Wow, now Jeff has got a real stranglehold on this.
Yeah, Jovan is drawing dead. He's going to check over to Jeff.
That's got to be how all the players felt all night playing against Jeff. He's only gone up, up, and away. Here he's going for value.
Yeah, the bet is 350,000. He's really led this thing wire to wire.
Yeah, let's see what happens on the river and see if Jovan can get away from his hand.
And look at this, Ken, the jack of diamonds on the river. Jovan makes 2 pair, and he's going to shove his chips right into the buzzsaw. The dead man's hand comes alive for Jeff Fielder, and that is going to do it. He's our newest HPT champion, going home with $94,713.
What a fantastic finish, wire to wire. Congratulations, Jeff.
Wow, how about Jovan Sudar jamming his 2 pair into the Iowa buzzsaw Jeff Fielder? But still, come on, he went through this tremendous field to finish in second place. Well done.
And Jovan's going to go home with almost $61,000. But right now, he's joined with our tournament director, Jeremy Smith. Gentlemen.
Started 5th in chips to come back and get second place there. You're still walking away with over $60,000 in cash. What's your plans for the money?
Honestly, tomorrow morning I got to drive back to Omaha, Nebraska. I have a lot of boys from Gretna and girls that are waiting for me that I have to coach tomorrow morning early at 8 o'clock. The money we'll just put inside, give some money to family, her, just give it to everybody.
Yovan Sudar, the coach, the philanthropist, giving the money away. You gotta love it. Fantastic finish, buddy. Congratulations on your second place finish.
And he actually already gave away some of that money to Jeff Fielder. He's our champion this week, making the state of Iowa proud. His first HPT title. He'll go home with almost $95,000 in cash, and he is now joined with Jeremy Smith. Guys.
I know I heard you say you wanted this title.
I did.
What did this mean to you? What does this mean to you?
It means that I need a bigger trophy case.
A bigger trophy case. Nice job, though. With first place, just over $94,000 in cash.
Yes.
What's your plans for the money?
You know, no plans yet. Maybe add to my sock drawer.
Add to your sock drawer. Anything else?
No, not yet. Not yet.
All right. Well, there you have it. He played great throughout the day. Our new HPT champion, Jeff Fielder. Back to you guys.
Wow, Jeff, gonna put all that money in a sock drawer. There's not gonna be any room for socks. He's gonna have to buy a new dresser.
Yeah, you're right about that. I think he'll be just fine. Congratulations to Mr. Fielder, our newest HPT champion. Well, that is a wrap here from the Ameristar Kansas City. Want to thank everybody who came out and played to make this such an awesome prize pool. We had an awesome week. Now, if you're watching this show and you think, hey, I got what it takes to play right here on national TV, why not give it a shot? Log on to our website at hptpoker.com, and who knows, maybe you'll be playing for the life-changing cash. For our tournament director, Jeremy Smith, he's Kenneth James, and I'm James Larson. We'll see you next time right here on the HPT.